At that point, I realized he wasn't wearing a fire suit, and I was pissed. So I made a decision about the time I saw that differential come flying out over the fence and thinking the car was the differential, because I just saw it come out of smoke. And I thought it was the car flopping down the track. And I was sure we were picking him up with a stick and a spoon. But I figured right then and there, this thing's going to get slowed down or become a different car. What you're going to see is what it's going to become. And we're going to slow this one back down to where it was supposed to be when we built it.
So current condition.
This is a potential. Raw potential.
It's raw.
For a chassis car version of Big Sexy. Imagine, if you will. Either leave it like this and name it Tetanus Shot. Well, not like this, but looking like this. Or paint it just like Big Sexy and put it on the chassis. And them thorn apples. They don't feel good.
It's actually, I mean, it's not solid, but it's pretty solid.
It's not solid, but it's pretty solid.
I mean, like, the roof's real rotten, but, I mean...
Is that roof rotten now?
Yeah. I mean, it has been ever since we had it up here. Probably when you bought it when you were my age, it wasn't that rotten, but, like, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean...
They sell roof skins.
I mean, it's very similar to what
we could put a new roof skin on it.
It's very similar to what we started with on my car.
Yeah, roof skins aren't actually that bad of a price.
I mean, we can also bend up the corner and silicone bronze it in there.
Yeah, we could just leave it silicone bronze so it shows.
Exactly.
It'd look cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
all this sail panel stuff is all right. We need. I think all the cowl stuff's all right.
It actually looks really good. Like, you give this unit a wash job, shoo, buddy.
I mean, you could just leave the roof rusty too.
I mean, I'd probably just fix it so it would hold Lexan a little better.
Well, where it holds Lexan's all right. Worst that's going to happen is the roof skin will fly off at 200.
That'd be a shame.
Save us taking it off. The cowl looks all right. You leaving a dash in it, or does the factory dash go?
No, that is one thing, because they do. DFM definitely does sell a factory
fiberglass dash. How much weight is that really gonna save?
It's definitely like 15 pounds or 20 pounds. Oh, there's a mouse. Look at him. Yeah.
The other thing to be careful of is bees, because.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could be.
Yeah, you see this? If we're gonna cut this apart. Ow! There, damn. Ah!
Are you cutting yourself?
No, that damn thorn tree. I need to start here. Look at that little son of a gun. These things are the devil. Oh man, look at that. Look at that thorn. Yeah, we need to just get rid of this chrome if we're gonna. You take that off kind of careful, save that. If we cut those things, if we cut it off at the pillars. Other than that, we're good to go. Because if we move that out of here in pieces, we won't fold it up. And then we can start building a car.
Try and get it cut out of here.
Start with that thorn tree.
Give us some more gas.
I guess I've had that parked here longer than I remember.
I mean, I've been saying I was going to make this into a race car for a long time. So, I mean...
So do a sexy pose with it. Yeah. You know, there used to be a jungle gym racer. This is taking it to a different level.
This is Scrapyard Sammy.
Scrapyard, I still think Tetanus Shot. Or Thorn Tree.
Just call it the prick.
They might confuse that with a driver.
I mean,
just saying.
Allegedly.
back that truck in under it. That went better than expected.
I mean, it definitely sent me off the trailer, but like, I mean, that was very expected.
You're gonna have, like,
It stayed fairly in one piece, so.
Yeah.
Why were you expecting worse?
I
Yeah.
hope these welds are better than your suspension.
Sorry about that.
Hey?
A little bit.
What's oh shit?
I
Yeah.
hope these welds are better than your
I didn't
suspension
do
brackets.
those welds. That's his welds. I ain't touched that deal. I will admit.
This was my first thought. The fucking welds must have been cold.
Considering they held up the 4 years of
I
abuse
know.
there, I think they did all right. But.
I mean, there's a song for Billy right now.
Were you born an asshole?
Exactly. Or did you practice
You gotta be good.
your whole life?
You gotta be good. Son.
I think you're gonna need to order fiberglass doors, son. I don't think those doors are
I think
gonna.
they're really nice, okay?
I
Quite
think
honestly.
they're Toast Day barbecue.
Yeah, probably.
So this is the project. We're looking at this. This is what was this chassis for?
This chassis was actually a B-body Mopar, so like,
D-body Mopar.
so like not Challenger, but
Well, like the RT, like that.
well, no,
our
no,
RT's a
but
B-body.
later, no, but later, like mid '70s. So like,
Oh,
so it would be like a satellite or something like that.
Chrysler Cordova
Yeah, no, it was like for a satellite.
with real Corinthian leather. This thing,
Does not have real Corinthian leather.
this
we might
this
say.
thing, what we're looking at is, I think we can just have this. We can just rebend this front post. I believe the driver's cage all works out pretty well. It looks like the rear hoop works out pretty well.
I mean, we definitely are just working on. We definitely have to do something about this and try and get that up in.
Well, that's what I say. This
We'll get this up in.
this front bar.
This I'm gonna keep on that visor.
Yeah.
You need that where we're going. Try and get this up in here a little tighter, especially because we want to give tabs to weld our body onto our
Yeah,
chassis.
yeah, we're gonna want this to look right too,
Yes.
because we are a little obsessive compulsive at times. But
I mean, but it's pretty sweet. Like.
I mean, I think other than that front bar, it's pretty good, and then the rear section will have to go. You'll,
Yeah, it's completely wrong.
you'll never put a back window in it. The package trailhead, I mean, everything's wrong. This is no big deal. It's all straight stuff, easy to do. We'll ditch this. We'll do it new. We'll worry about that after. I mean, none of this. This thing was just tack welded, so it's no big deal. We can just
No, we just knocked tacks.
we
off.
can whack this bad boy apart quick. It's nothing. But I mean, the funny car cage works. The driver's hoop works. Everything's pretty damn good. Driver location is pretty good.
I mean,
Firewall location's pretty good.
where we have it right now, it's definitely pretty close.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
Like,
I think
there's
we
nothing
can-
very difficult in this either. I mean, like any Pro Mod does, they just fill this section in.
Yeah.
I mean, we weld right into this section, you know, just do some fancy sheet metal
Yeah.
work. And
I
we
think
can do
we
that. The mid plates always mount off the chassis bar and the floor bar.
Yep.
I mean, the transmission will be inside the car. The only thing we're gonna do is we'll do a double frame rail to just stiffen the chassis. So basically, that's gonna run another bar up here. We'll add a set of bars here on either side of the mid plate, and we're gonna run a second chassis bar down the center of the car just for stiffness.
Yep. And then, like I say, we'll fix this. We'll bring this up where we want it, and I think we can kind of live with the back part of it. I think
we'll
we can
figure
live
that
with the
out.
roof part of it.
I mean, we're
We'll
shooting
channel
for
the-
shooting for good, not perfection. I mean, like,
Yeah, we'll channel the body. Well, we're shooting for what we can afford.
yeah, we don't want to look like retards, but also like we're not looking to spend $1 million here.
And we don't have $1 million.
I mean, also, like, I feel like, you know, a chassis 57 Chevy is gonna be cool anyways. Like,
Make motor noises now. You have to.
Oh, I was gonna let you make a motor.
Imagine shifting that Liberty.
I mean, that is definitely gonna be a different experience sitting behind the door.
Make the crash noises when the differential falls out.
I mean, that is gonna be such a different experience.
We'll have to set that Kirky seat in there. That'll be.
Holy shit! This is gonna be a way different experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting, my shoulders behind the door.
Man, your shifter is going to be different, isn't it?
I don't know if it'll be different or not. It might be exactly the same shifter.
No, I just mean as far as handling it with the funny car cage.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be here. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
I mean, we might make a little... But I mean, this is where I'm sitting. I'm used to sitting in relationship to the door, like
Yeah, you sit
here.
right about the back of the door.
I sit here, like,
Yeah.
you know, my hands are just slightly forward of the vent window. I'm moving myself back almost a foot, you know? Like, because you sit tight to the funny car cages too, because you're like a one-layer seat.
Yeah.
It's like a fiberglass seat deal, so I'm going to be, like, really...
Put that aluminum seat in there.
Oh, it's going to be minty. Like, I can look out the back window and be like, hey, baby, how you doing over there?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is definitely safer.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be safer. It'll be lighter.
Honestly,
You get glass doors.
what
on
I
there.
can see in here is that we're definitely tighter here than we are in the front of the cage.
Yeah.
So basically, when we actually redo those front bars,
When we fix these.
when we fix the front bar, that front end's going to drop about 4 inches or 3 inches over the front of that
couple
chassis.
inches, we'll definitely channel it down.
A couple 3. So I mean,
Plus, we'll get that body down close to the ground.
I mean,
keep the
this
air.
is pretty close to the roof here, which is how it should be. I definitely feel like the front's going to come down on that chassis, and it'll be pretty minty.
We're going to sleek your body. We're going to give you an extra 15 feet of fuel line.
I mean,
We're going to make you go through the wind like a bullet.
I mean, the 15 feet of fuel line will really definitely help you up. Oh, look at that mouse. Hey,
That mouse is still here.
hey, buddy. All right, play, boy.
He didn't.
I mean,
He didn't. Get away from me. Go on.
wait, he can be our mascot. It's telling us it wants a small block. It's got a mouse.
Well, it's going to have a small block.
It's a mouse. It's not a rat. It's a mouse, so it's going to be small block for sure.
What do you think?
I mean, this is actually going to be real cool. I'm very curious to get the doors off and see what this top and stuff weighs.
Well, it's not going to be too bad. We got to cut a lot of shit out of that top yet.
Yeah.
You don't need all that brace work in there.
No.
Before we start putting this thing in one piece, we'll turn that over and we'll get rid of all that stuff we don't need.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the tin on this thing is just like frosting. It's nothing.
Yeah, no, it's just for looks, really.
That chassis is the cake. So
I mean, this is 100% all for looks in here.
yeah,
Like it's.
that'll looks like it'll work though. I was curious if it was actually going to do the job. It's going to do the job. Are you taking pictures of yourself in the race
No,
car?
I was gonna snap a pic for Maxine.
Yep. Well, when you get the back end trimmed out, we'll set the quarters down over it, and we'll see what we got. Big picture.
I mean, it's definitely cool. Like,
We're heading in the right direction.
I definitely feel like we are.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
this definitely screams a lot more safety. And I mean, actually, you know, all jokes aside,
I'd really like to take 1,000 pounds off our problem.
I mean, I definitely feel like this is a very. We can just bow and loop weld the daggum door shut.
You're gonna have a hard time welding fiberglass doors, just saying.
I mean, I was saying, as in like a non-functional doorway, not like a.
All we gotta do is afford fiberglass doors.
I mean, we could plastic weld the fiberglass doors with steel body.
I reckon. Cool, cool, cool. That looks like we can maybe pull this off.
I mean, it'll be cool.
Yep. All right, start cutting the ass end apart.
Sweet.
Tell me about this pristine 57 Chevrolet Bel Air two-door hardtop that you just cut into pieces to make a race car out
I
of.
mean, this was a freshly restored car. Very nice. Rust-free. Like, I didn't even pay for it.
Rust-free as in you didn't have to pay for the rust?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, our parts we need are pretty nice. So, I mean, pretty nice as in like really rotten, but like functional.
They'll do the job we need them for.
I mean, it's okay if it looks gross. That's what we want.
Yeah.
A little bit more cutting to do, and
A few more pounds to cut off.
yeah, but
A few pounds of rust to haul away.
that's a lot of weight savings.
Yeah. Yeah. It had a lot of factory
Weight
or
savings.
natural weight saving technology in it.
Mother Nature's weight savings.
But yeah,
I mean, it's quite a unit.
ain't that a peach? So this is getting trimmed down. Pretty light now. Very easy for two guys to carry.
Very easy.
It's not a carbon fiber body, but it's not far from it.
What do you think we got there? 75 pounds here?
Maybe, yeah.
Honestly, maybe.
Yeah, if you get rid of the metal doors on the front there,
Exactly.
you're gonna have
I mean, the front's fucking heavy, but I mean, it's got
All doors.
175 pounds of doors on it right now.
yeah.
You ditch the doors, and like that front end's not going to weigh more than
No,
50 or 60
I think the whole body will be
250 pounds. About,
200 with glass doors.
which is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, should be good. Should be good. How much you said the nose was? If you buy the fiberglass nose, how much does it weigh?
13 pounds.
13 pounds. How much do the doors weigh?
11 or something, or 12 for the pair.
12 pounds for the pair? Huh. Okay. It'll be a lot different than Big Sexy, won't it?
I mean, just all this shit. Like, I mean, oh,
There's a lot of infrastructure and stuff
weight,
there.
like that floor section and everything.
I mean, 100% of this is in Big Sexy. That car is factory. I mean, it's not chopped at all. The only thing it's really missing from factory full body is inner fenders in the front.
Yeah.
And that's more than made up for with cage. So
Yeah, and like some splash pan stuff, but then that's more than
splash pan stuff.
like.
Oh, and
front of the inner
oh
fenders.
yeah, behind the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, we'll get the chassis jig.
I mean,
So that's the next step, chassis jig. Everything's cut and not totally trimmed, but cut, lightened. It fits the chassis for the most part. We'll bend a few new bars. Now we gotta rig up a jig. Get that chassis up on the jig. Once we get the chassis figured where all the little pipes and everything go, then we'll put a lower quarter patch panel and a new rocker panel. And we'll make inner rockers to attach everything. And start tying it all together. Then mock up the engine. Find a better spot for turbos than what we got them on the other one.
I mean,
Back further.
definitely pro mod style.
Back in here, eh?
I mean, they're definitely
Kind of somewhere back in this area.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, headers are going to be a little complex, but
Well, you might be able to turn your headers right around backwards and use them. And just pipe to the turbo.
I feel like that's going to be a long ways. But I mean,
Oh,
don't forget
it's not going to be a long ways. Your engine's set further back.
Well, our back of our motor is going to be here. We're going to have a set of zoomies coming to a collector. Is what we're going to have.
Yeah, we may not have
We're
enough
gonna
room
have,
for a
like-
header. We may have to go forward and come back. I mean, because our
It's gonna be-
firewall's here.
You're going to be dealing with exhaust pipes that are 8 inches long, like going to your collector. Is what it is.
And I'm thinking the only thing I see we're going to have a problem is ignition. Unless we build an access panel here to get the distributor out, which we could.
Yep.
Because we're not getting the distributor out of this thing. I mean, ever.
I mean, to be honest with you, there's nothing saying we can't have a fully detachable working panel here. We could flange this and just make it where it just
I don't think you have to flange that. I think you have to have an intermediate panel. I think you're going to be behind that.
Well, maybe, but I'm saying you could flange this. Well, yeah. Yeah.
You know, we may have to notch right back into the windshield too, like a
Blower car?
blower car, to make our, you know.
Yep.
I'm not sure. We'll have to jump off that bridge when we get to it.
Yep.
But
I mean, it's gonna be cool.
yeah, then we'll get the jig, get it up in the air where it belongs, get it off this crooked ground, and start figuring things out. But
I mean, it looks cool from the back with the trunk lid and everything on it.
it's pretty neat for about a day's work.
It looks real neat. That's what's on it.
Have it all ready to race next weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That trunk lid's a lot lighter with the guts cut out of it. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but
Sponsorship's welcome. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to see us race it.
yeah, if we got a fiberglass sponsor, we're good to go. But we'll see. It might have steel for now. Got those doors. We've got an old school heavy fiberglass front end. Worst case, that's what we'll do. But ideally, perfect world, we want this thing as light as we can get it. Remains to be seen how light, but at least 1,000 pounds lighter than the other one.
I mean,
If we can come in under 3,000 or at 3,000, we're going to be a lot better off than we were.
honestly, around 3,000 pounds for a full tube car is
Yeah,
pretty reasonable.
if we can do it. Yeah. Do our best.